When Arken first released the EP8, I liked a lot about it, except for one thing, the KILLBOX reticle. It looked like someone sketched a broken ladder in the middle of the scope. To me, it just wasn't intuitive at all, and more importantly, it wasn't designed for the way I shoot. Apparently, a lot of other people felt the same way. Well, I think Arken listened because they've just released the brand new KLG reticle for the EP8. So what I'm wondering is, can one new reticle change my entire opinion of this scope? And which reticle's right for you? We're gonna find out. Come on. Arken sent me both versions of the EP8 to test and compare, and after spending a lot of time with both of them side by side, I can tell you the only meaningful difference between the two of them is the reticle. Everything else is exactly the same. Normally, I'd work through my 5 scoring categories in order: glass, build quality, reticle, reliability, and value. But for this video, before we get into the reticle discussion, I first need to discuss the rest of the scope because I've never really formally reviewed the EP8 before. We'll move through those categories pretty quickly. Then we'll circle back to the reticles because that's what this is really all about. All right, so let's go. The first category is glass. And I spent a lot of time comparing the EP8 to my Arken LH6 because that's the closest optic I already had on hand. Overall, the EP8 consistently came out just a little bit ahead. I thought it had slightly better resolution, slightly better contrast, slightly better color rendition, and the eye box was just a little bit easier to get behind. The differences weren't huge, but they were consistent enough that I noticed them every time I switched back and forth between the two. Overall, I think the EP8 has surprisingly good glass for a $300 LPVO, and I gave it a 2.75 out of 5 for glass. Now let's talk about build quality. If you've handled other Arken scopes, the EP8 feels exactly like you'd expect it to. The controls feel solid, the turrets have positive and tactile clicks, and mechanically, it feels right in line with the other Arken scopes I've tested. I didn't find anything here that made me want to score it higher or lower, so build quality gets a 2 out of 5. Now let's talk about reliability. I did a quick tracking test on both of the EP8s and both passed without any issues. I haven't experienced any mechanical problems with either scope. And as I've said before, I still score Arken conservatively because they simply haven't been around long enough to establish that same long-term track record as companies that have been around building scopes for decades. So for reliability, the EP8 gets a 2 out of 5. Now, let's get to the main reason I wanted to make this video in the first place, the reticle. The more I learned about the KILLBOX reticle, the more I realized it wasn't designed for the way I shoot. It's really designed around ranging and engaging human-sized silhouette targets like IPSC targets. That's a very specific application, and it just isn't how I normally use an LPVO. That's just me though. One thing I noticed while I was reading through the manuals was actually pretty interesting. The KILLBOX manual spends an awful lot of time teaching you how to actually use the reticle, how to range targets, how to use the wind dots, and how the whole system actually works. The KLG portion of the manual doesn't really do that. It mostly explains what everything means because if you've ever used a Christmas tree reticle before, you probably already know how to use it. I thought that was a pretty good illustration of the difference between these two designs. One is a specialized system that you have to learn, while the other is immediately familiar to most rifle shooters. For me, the KILLBOX reticle just doesn't really fit with how I shoot. Most of the time, I already know the distance of my target. I already know my dope, and I just want a reticle that lets me make the correct hold whether I'm shooting steel, paper, or a freaking groundhog or something. That's why the new KLG changes everything for me. Arken kept the alpha ring, which I think works great, especially at 1x. But now you also get a familiar mill-style Christmas tree reticle that's much more versatile once you start stretching the rifle out a little bit. And for the way I shoot, the decision is easy. The KLG just makes more sense. Now on a side note, if they started making an MOA version for us Neanderthals, that'd be the bee's knees. Overall, for the reticle category, the EP8 gets a 3.5 out of 5, largely due to the addition of the KLG option. Let's talk about value real quick. What are you really getting for your money? The EP8 is roughly $300 after coupon codes, and you're getting Japanese ED glass, a choice of 2 different first focal plane reticles, a removable throw lever, a pair of nice flip-up lens caps, and a 34mm mount that's already installed. For $300, I honestly think that's a really solid package, and I think you'd have to spend a lot more money before you started seeing any real substantial improvements. So for value, the EP8 scores a 3.75 out of 5. That gives the EP8 a final score of 14 out of 25, putting it right into that good category. What I think is really interesting is that nothing else about the scope changed. The only thing Arken changed was the additional option of the KLG reticle. And that one change alone moved the EP8 from my decent category into my good category. If the KLG had never been released, the EP8 would have scored several points lower. And to me, that says a lot about how important the reticle really is. And yeah, it really changed my mind about the EP8. Honestly, I don't think I would have bought the EP8 before the KLG reticle came out, but now I would. So which one should you buy? If the KILLBOX system fits the way you shoot, stick with that one. But if you're like me and you prefer a traditional Christmas tree style reticle that works with a wider variety of targets and situations, I'd buy the KLG every single time. But that's just my opinion. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Drop a comment and let me know which reticle you'd prefer and why. And if you like honest, real-world gear reviews and comparisons like this one, maybe you should consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. Adios. Boom! Final score. We can do that for it again too. Might as well. That'd be the cat's meow. That'd be the cat's ass. That'd be the yin to my yang. That'd be the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I gave it a 2. What did I give it? So let's get glass, build quality,